Hey guys, how you doing? Long time no posting here. I've been super busy, but I wanted to share a little tool I've been developing on my spare time, and maybe some people will find it useful. It's a tool for Blender that kind of mimics the BlendShape way of working from Maya. Um, BlendShape shape keys, we all know what they are. So let me show it to you. I'm not sure if I'm gonna release it or when I will release it, or if it's gonna be free or donation, or I'm not too sure yet. But anyways, let me show you what it does. So we have a bunch of faces in here, like the targets, and then we have this head in here, and I want to play these as plane shapes. So I will select all of them, come in here, and go into Meta Mesh, plane shape, create plane shape. So if I go in here now, I have a vertex group called plane shape, and when I go into my shape keys, I don't have any shape keys. And the reason for that is because like this is because this works as a modifier. So in here I have now all the targets, the envelope, like Maya, local or wall space deformation, and now if I trigger these guys, those are working. The advantage of this is that you can stack multiple deformers if needed. You can at any time update the targets, and those are updated at the same time. For example, let me just break this down like this. So if I take this guy in here, which is the target, excuse me, and I hit up those are still logged in there. So it's like a live update, which I think is pretty cool. Okay. The advantage of this is that you can also have a target, let's say on this guy in here. You can have any sort of deformation that will automatically live transfer into the other one. And so for example, let's say I can have an envelope or a skin deformer or whatever to armature, you know what I mean. So if I come in here and add, for example, a wave. Ooh. Right, and now I go into this guy in here. See? But the other blend shapes are still working, right? Okay. Let's take this, remove this guy. Now I can also select all these guys, delete all of them, right? Yeah. And this still works. That's the beauty of it. We don't have the targets in there anymore. But there is more things that we can do. Notice, for example, on those targets, well, actually I just delete them. And I had a lot more targets than the 4 that we see in here. And that's because some of them were progressive targets, some of them are correctives, I believe. Let's see the tool a bit more in depth. If I press N on my keyboard, and I have this blend shape in here now. Let's close this. And in here I have pretty much the same thing. So first of all, origin, again, that will move the plane shape to where it was. I'll keep it local. Then in here I have a bunch of tools that you can have a look. Right now I want to show you, for example, if I want to go back to edit the blend shape, but now I've deleted the objects, I can always, let's say I put these in here, I can always shift click on here, and that will bring it into sculpt mode. And I can start doing things like that and just tweaking them. And those changes already applied on the target. We can also do things like progressive blend shapes. So for example, I have browse up, excuse me, if I go in here, combinations and progressives, it tells me there are 4 targets into those 2 channels. If I open this, browse up is one of the channels, and cheeks puff it's another of the channels. If I open this guy here, I can see that I have browse up 50, which is triggered at 50% of the slider. So I go in here, see we can see that going up, and in here we have the other target. So we have two targets, one here and one here. Same for cheek puff. If I go in here, there is one in here and then another one here. At any point I can change where this target is located in the range from 0 to 1. For example, if I go 25, 0 to 25, now I can, this gets triggered earlier at 0.25 and then it goes there. Now also notice how this moves in a linear fashion. Let me go maybe side view. Right, vertices go from target 1, from neutral to target 1 to target 2 in a linear fashion. We have a different type of interpolation here, which will make things more smooth, but not smooth in time, but in space. I can activate it from here or from here for each channel. So now that it's like this, smooth, you'll see that vertices don't move from 0 to 1 to 2 in a linear way, but in a curved, smooth fashion. So that gives a lot more of an organic feel on the blend shapes. And again, this is a smooth in space, not in time. What other things can we do with this? We can also, for example, create combination targets or corrective targets, or whatever you want to call them. For example, let's say I have actually I may have already. If I go into the combinations, you see this cheek puffs plus smile, which is a 0%. So you got cheek puffs and smile. This is the actual target. I can turn it on and off. You can always sculpt in it. But this target, yeah, you can see here that it gets automatically driven by these two guys. The way to drive it, you can use it by multiplying these two or by checking the minimum value, and it will always stay at the minimum value between the involved blend shapes or targets. Or just multiply, which is, I think, works nicer. Other things that we can do, we can also add target or create targets directly in here. Or now let's say I want to create a corrective for smile and brows down. Let's say we do something like that. Now I come in here, I can go combo from mix, and this will create a new target, just this guy in here. Right, so now I can sculpt on it, cheeks, brows down, smile, and let's say that now, because this feels a bit weird, I can just kind of twig it like that a bit, maybe even pinch it or cut it a bit more. Right, and now that is already applied, so I can try it in here. Yeah. I think it's pretty cool. Other things that you can do, you can keep adding targets, you can also create new channels in here. You can, if you go into add target with nothing selected, it will just, or just with the head selected, it will create a new channel. Let's call it, I don't know, oh shit. So now we can call this O shape. Let's do it very quick and dirty. You get the idea, I hope. So now we have it in here, right? But there are things that are moving too much, but obviously the whole profile is kind of moving. So with whatever channel I want, I can hold on Control and click in here, and this will create a mask which is in here, and now I can just paint for this only channel. Let's say something like this perhaps, and because we have a mask, I have a new collapsible in here, and I can turn the mask on and off. I can turn the opacity on and off. I can invert it as well, right? I can blur the mask. So let's say something like this perhaps, right? So yeah, we can do things like that, right? I'd say we can blur the mask a bit more. There you go. And once I'm happy with it, I can just click in here and bake the vertex group. Now the mask is gone, the changes are applied, and here it is. Let's say if we want to add a progressive in here for the smile. So I can come in here, go smile like 50.5, and add a target again with nothing selected. Oh no, excuse me, I forgot. I think this goes here, yeah. Add an empty progressive. There you go. So now I can tweak this. Let's say we'll do it more like that. So it goes more straight, and then it will go up. And you see how linear that motion is in there. Let's see if we can, by activating this. See how it curves in nicer now? Well, I hope you can see it. I don't know if... But yeah, the vertices, they move in a curve line now, instead of straight. And here you have your collapsible to control the progressives, see which ones you have. You can obviously have more than one. So let's say go 25. I want to add another one in here. Same thing, add empty progressive. So now we have smile, 25 and 50, which we can also always change. Now for 25, let's say first we curve this lips a bit, whatever, you're just playing with it. So that's 25, 50. Let's say we want this at maybe 66, and this one at 33, so they are more evenly spaced. So in here I have a very simple scene. This object has nothing yet, no modifiers, no shape keys, no vertex, there's nothing in it. And I just want to show you that how you can create BlendShapes already with targets that they already exist from older files, or targets that you built from a different software, ZBrush, Maya, whatever it is, or in a different way than just sculpting in Blender. So I have a bunch of targets in here, just very simple targets. But these targets, they already follow a naming convention. So A plus B, there's going to be a combination. B plus C plus D, another combination. B, C, C20 is going to be a progressive target at 20%. C60, so you just have the name dash 60, that's going to be 60%. D. So once you have all these, it's very easy to recreate every single time the whole setup. You just need to select the targets, object, create blend shape, and done. Everything is working fine. So you have target A and target B, and you will see that target B triggers the corrective as well. There you go. Obviously we can come in here, progressives, combinations, and you can see A and B, it's 100% triggered now. Turning it on and off in here. ABCD is not working yet, so we need to activate this and also this. So now we see it here triggering. There you go. You can filter by active only. So for example, at the moment there's nothing active, no combination active. If I do A and B, we can see it active in here. We can see both active now. So it's a very easy way as well to just isolate whatever is active. You can also filter by names in here, just very Blender standards. And in here we can see the progressives, which is C. We can see as well this is at 0.2, 0.6. Oops. Then something cool as well is little hidden tricks and shortcuts. Let's say that you want to select the C20 target. You can just click on the name and that will select the object. See? Notice though that we lost now the blend shape in here. We cannot access it because the object is not active anymore. What I can do is I can either put this in this mode, which will show all of the blend shape nodes that we have in the scene. So for example, if I have this and I create now a target blend shape as well. Oh, of course, this is failing because these are corrective targets. We cannot adjust a corrective without the base target. So let's take A and B, for example. A, Jesus, what's wrong? There you go. A and B, blend shape. There you go. All right, so now we have A turning into B. So now in here I can see the different blend shapes, different blend shape nodes. If I want to know what objects are what, I can also activate this, and this will show me what objects I have in the scene with blend shapes. So base will select it, B will select it. So it's a very easy way as well to filter all of the objects with blend shapes in the scene, because sometimes you end up with many objects with blend shapes. Notice also how you can have more than one blend shape node per object. So in this case, B has a blend shape applied in here. Let's say I want to also add C to B as a new blend shape node. So you see now I have both. So what I can do now is just, instead of filter per objects in the all of the blend shapes in the scene, what I can do as well is just filter per object. So only the selected objects that have blend shapes will show blend shapes. The red one is going to be the active one, so I activate this one, activate this one. Now it changed here. These are in sync as well, the collapsibles. Whenever you click on a blend shape, it's going to give you a bunch of options. If what you want is to activate it, just shift click on it, shift, and that will activate as well. So now we can only see B because we have filtering by object. If I select this one, it's going to show the base. I select B, it's going to show B with all of the blend shapes in it. This will only show the active modifiers. So if I select B again, the active is this guy here. If I change to this one, you see it change as well. So this only shows the active one. And this will just pin it. So I can always keep it in there. Right? So I can delete blend shapes from here or from here. Obviously, not obviously, but these two are different. When I remove it from here, it will keep all of the blend shape nodes from the geometry nodes still in the scene. But if I delete from here, these will keep everything nice and clean for you. So we can just delete from here. And now because we pinned a modifier that it's not existent anymore, it's not showing anything, we can just come back in here. B still has a plane shape, we can remove it. We can just come back in here and we can switch this off so to remove the objects, so it's just a bit cleaner. So yeah, again, it's very easy to have everything functioning, right? If I go into my progressives, I can see them here. See 20, see 60, and I can always change this 25, 65. And again, we have the interpolation in here or in here for the curve interpolation. So each channel can have different interpolations. And as you can see, this is a lot smoother. And this is a lot more linear. Dual viewer, we have it in here. So this is a mix of both views in here. So in here it will show all of the blend shapes, the combinations, the progressives, the generic. With this you can have them displayed by name, alphabetical order, or like this, alphabetical within groups, so A, B, D. These are generics, combinations, and progressives at the end. So it's a different way of displaying them. You can show only generics, or only combinations, combination, whatever you want. If you alt click in any of these guys, it's going to isolate that group. So when I click on A, because A is being used in A plus B, A, B, C, D, and B, C, and D are also used for A, B, C, D. They're shown in here. So this shows all the related targets. Sorry, my brain is fried these days. I've been working so much that I cannot even think in English anymore. And then, yeah, something interesting as well. So again, combinations, they should display in here. Why are they not displaying though? They should be, oh, because active only, there you go. Yeah. Progressives, and then this dual viewer, which is a mix of everything. Yeah. You can change, you can sculpt in them, you can sculpt in them, you can just shift click, we'll go into sculpt mode. You can start. There you go. Changing it. That's it. And then, like we discussed already, by pressing in here, you're going to have different options: extract, add targets, comes from mix, very generic, very standard. Some of the things, mirror selectors, are not implemented yet. Some things are not implemented yet. But from here, only that is not implemented, I believe. And then we can convert to shape keys. Now we have double transformation because all of the shapes are applied in here, or all active. So now we can just use this, or you can come in here and use this as well, which is just linked to this window here. So it's pretty much the same thing. And the combinations still work. Yeah. And the progressives still work, but just in a linear manner. Also, another way of selecting different objects with BlendShape modifiers. Notice how right now I'm here in object action mode, so only one object, or only the selected objects. If I select more than one that have blend shapes, they will also show, but I need to select the objects, right? But if I go in here as well, I can see all of them. Another way to select them is select them from here. You have this menu in here. I can just select which one I want. I will select the object on the blend shape. So it's also a different way of selecting. If things get too confusing, you can always check in here which ones you have, or you have them in here. Yeah. So let's see, again, another way of selecting all of them. I want to show you now just a little example on what I mean when I say the linear or curve interpolation. I have a little example here, just like a visualizer, and I had a BlendShape in here with a progressive targets. So there's one in here, one in here, and one in here, and you can see how they move in a linear way from 0 to 1, 2, and 3. But now when I switch on interpolation and I change this to display it as well, this is the motion that the progressive BlendShape is doing now. So it goes from here, you see, in a much nicer way, more organic. And in here, I want to show you just more of the same, different examples, but it's basically the same thing. So I have this object in here, this model. He only has an armature currently. And I have a bunch of BlendShapes in here, which already previously modeled. And I just want you to see the same thing, right? I can just take all these guys, what do we find here? Take this guy, create the BlendShape, and everything is already set up for you. You don't have to do anything. We can have a quick look at how this works. So in this geometry node modifier, let's just put it above the armature. And let's hide all these guys. And where is my armature? Is it hidden? Here it is. Right, so this is working. And this is working as well, right? So I can have BlendShapes, and I can have some animation in there, and BlendShapes still work. But if we change the order, this is not going to work, right? So be careful, be mindful that obviously the BlendShapes need to happen before armature. And yeah, so this is the node, and if I go inside of the node, we will see all of the channels in here. The green channels are the generic channels, which means only one target per channel. This guy here, the dark blue, is the progressive channels. Pro, it says in here, pro channel. And in here, obviously you can have more than 2 targets per progressive. You can have as many as you want. And the combinations, in this case, I don't have any in here, but they will show up in here as well, all set up for you. So I want to show you now a little feature to split targets. So let's hide. Actually, you know what? Let me just take these guys, arrange them in a grid layout, and here they are. Right, we can just hide them now. So again, I have all this set up with both sides because I sculpted the BlendShape like this, or whoever modeler did it made them like this. Let's say that you just want to split those into left, right, top and bottom, whatever it is that you want to do. So you can do that as well from here. It's a very easy excuse me, way of doing it. So first of all, you need to have a vertex group. Well, yeah, vertex group in here. In my case, I call it right for this right of the face. It can be called R, it can be right, L, left. So everything goes to 1, and the middle edge here is set to 0.5. Now, with this I selected, there is the split shapes option in here. Let me just hide this for a second. So the way it works is we have a list of targets that we want to split. It can be all of them, it can be just a bunch of them. Let's say we take these guys, and we just add them to the list of shapes to split. Always you can filter lists, same all. And in here you need to select the group. But before doing that, let me show you in the notes. We have all the channels in here as discussed before. We have the blend shape in here, the mask. But then when I select a group in here, which is the right group, you see this is now connected to this guy in here. And this is disconnected. Let's just leave it disconnected in here. Okay. Now, if we trigger, let's say, whatever it is, we can see that this is being split already. But if this is too harsh for you, you have a blur slider in here. Let's put this maybe like 50, something like that, 75. And also notice before clicking on split, we have the prefix in here as, we can add it as prefix or a suffix. That means the R. You can add it as prefix or suffix. Let's add it as suffix to the new created targets once we split this. So now we can just click on split, and there we have the targets. We can just try and move them to the center. We can just put them here with the rest of targets. Right. But now, of course, these targets, they are not added in the system yet. So I just select all of them and the base head, and I will add them as targets. And here they are now, left and right. So we can just hide this. We can just arrange them again. Oops. I need to clean the code because I always put them above where they should be. But anyway, yeah, now we have, let's say, browse. Left and right. But notice how right seems to be working fine, but left is not really doing what it's supposed to do. And that happens in any side. And that's only because we still have the other mask applied, this one here, when we should plug back this one. And now these guys are split as they should. Oh, this one it's not, because yeah, it was not mole on the other side, but yeah. These and these. And these guys, they should look exactly like this guy in here. Now what you can do is just recreate again this without selecting those overall shapes, or you can just as well leave them from here. Whatever is easier for you. And that's how you split shapes. Something that you can do as well with the add-on is, let's say you've been sculpting all your targets, all your blend shapes, you have all your system working, but now all of a sudden there are changes on the base model, and you need to propagate all those changes into your targets. For example, let's say that for whatever reason now there is a new version of the head which has been changed slightly, so the nose is different, eyes are a bit different. In fact, we can try and do it more obvious. And this is the new version of the head, but this guy already has all the blend shapes in here working, etc. What you can do, you can select this guy and then this guy here, so the new mesh and the old mesh that you want to update. And you can just click in here and go into update base mesh, and that should update the base mesh and also propagate those changes into the rest of the targets. So if you just give it a second. We can hide it now. And here it is, and all of the targets have been updated as well. And the whole system is still working. So yeah, this is basically what this whole BlendShape Manager or BBlendShape Manager is doing. It's basically a Maya ripoff, I guess, very similar to how Maya works, but just in Blender. And again, there's options we haven't seen. Some of the options, I believe, everything in here should be working, but still is a work in progress, the whole thing. So the mirror selected targets is still not working. But yeah, please let me know if you want to try these, or if there are things that you think could be added or improved, or yeah, leave your thoughts down below in a comment. I'm really curious to see what people think, and if this is useful for people. It's just me that I was missing my BlendShape from Maya. I use it a lot in Maya, but I wanted something that is like a modifier that is always live. Again, you can apply the formers on targets, and those will propagate into the BlendShape as well, live. So that's a really cool thing, I think. And basically, yeah, just a fairly quick way of me doing BlendShapes, you know, into BlendShapes and correctives and etc. etc. You can always combine. Yeah, it's really cool. Oh, I got it in the progressive. Okay, let's do that. See what happens. And this BlendShape Brow Razor 50, huh? Brow Razor, yeah, you see. So now, because Brow Razor is updated with this BlendShape, it's triggered in the lip. So you see, you can combine, you can stack, you can do a lot of different things. And we should be back to working. There you go. And I think that opens more door to more complex face shapes as well. Again, the fact that you can, for example, you could take your base mesh. Let's just make a copy in here, and then this copy could be having all of the blend shapes for eyes and be feeding to this one, and then another copy with all of the blend shapes for brows. A different person could be working on that group of objects, etc., etc., and they could be feeding into one, and then you could just activate them from here. There's a lot of different combinations, different things that you can do. See, because I duplicated that object here, now it has as well the blend shapes in here, right? So yeah, that's why it's cool. You can select per objects in here. I think it's really useful. And yeah, anyway, this is my little presentation for this add-on. Yeah, I hope you guys like it. I hope you find this useful. Again, I need to iron out some bugs, and hopefully it should be released next month in January. But yeah, thank you for watching, and again, please drop a comment down below saying what you think of this. Cheers, and yeah, have a good holidays, everybody.